and welcome! More than a year and 500 rounds later, I thought I'd revisit the TAURUS Spectrum and give you my impressions on how it's holding up. Now we're going to do a quick safety check, make sure the gun is unloaded. As you can see, it is. Now this, it's holding up very well. I've been carrying it for at least 6 months out of the past year, and it's been to the range repeatedly. We're past 500 rounds in this little guy, and I gotta say I'm impressed with how it's holding up. We're going to examine the bluing on this and see how much wear we have. We have a little bit of wear around the ejection port, as you can see. Nothing toward the rear sights. The grip's been holding up just fine. Barely visible. As you can see, even with the constant carrying, the bluing is holding up just fine. Now, in order to take this down, you can use a key or any other flat object, a screwdriver, a coin, and we'll just twist here and pop. It pops right open. Pull the slide right off, and we're going to take a look inside. Now in the frame, you can see there's a little bit of wear on the slide rails. But for 500 rounds, I don't think that's bad. I think that's pretty good, actually. We'll examine inside the slide itself. And remove the spring and guide rod. Pull out the barrel, and let's have a look. Again, we got some minor wear on the inside. That's gonna come from regular use. I know the indentations on the slide and the overmolding were a concern, but they're holding up just fine. No problems. You can see that we have a little bit of wear here in the front. And yeah, inside, just very standard stuff. Probably, I'd say better than standard. Some more wear around the ejection port. It's a hot spot. But yeah, overall, I think it looks very good. All the internal parts are just working fabulously. The barrel, we're gonna have some wear here. Again, actually much less than expected. Around the feed ramp is where most of the wear usually comes in, and you can see that's where most of the wear is. However, it's again much less than expected, and I'm really surprised and actually very happy that this little firearm has stayed in very good condition. Almost no bluing is gone, and that's rare. That doesn't happen very often. So yeah, continuing on, we're going to put this down, check out the guide rod and the spring. The spring's in perfect health, still functioning phenomenally. The guide rod's got quite a bit of wear on it, but again, I don't want to keep repeating myself, but it's less than standard, I would say. Now, we're going to put this back together, reinsert the barrel, reinsert the guide rod. Now this process is about the biggest irritant in reassembling the firearm. The recoil spring doesn't really want to budge when you're putting the guide rod back in, but if you insert it correctly, it'll look like this, and you'll get moving again. Now we're just going to reattach the slide to the frame, and like so, but we're going to flip it around here. Makes it a little bit easier when you get it from the right angle. Gonna lock it into place, and as you can see, it locks itself, and that's all you have to do. I initially had problems when I first got this. It wouldn't lock itself, and I had to lock it back with a key or a coin, but that's since been solved. It's doing itself now. I didn't even have to contact TAURUS. But the wear is phenomenal. After more than a year and more than 500 rounds, I'm impressed. Now this holster here is what I use for daily carry. It is a pocket holster by Federal, designed for the Taurus TCP, but it works just fine for the Spectrum. The grip on the outside is awesome, keeps it in place, barely prints in the pocket, and you can see the wear on this is pretty minimal also. It's been holding up great. Wear on the magazine, almost invisible, on the outside at least. So, all in all, I am very impressed. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Please do like, share, and subscribe in the comments. Unless you hated this video, feel free to give it a thumbs down, but please do subscribe and share. And yeah, give the Taurus Spectrum a try. Very impressed, and I think you will be too. Thanks for watching. Peace.